Good morning, everybody. Monday morning, the 14th of March, 2022. Welcome. Good to see you here. Do me a favor, put your comments in that chat section there. If you're watching this live, if you're not watching it live, you can put it in the comments section below the video. We're going to have a blast today. This is going to be fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to share some ideas. So don't forget, use that chat section, guys. We can talk to each other that way and we can go back and forth. Today's session is all about doing a little bit of research. Okay, a little bit of research is good, right? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about market research, online research, that type of thing. And we're not going to make it boring. It's going to be fun. This can be fun, okay? And this is the thing that if you do it properly, all of the rest of your sales online are going to just fall into place. So just understand that by the end of this today, you're going to know how to do this. It's going to be simple and easy. Also, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. That's so important, guys. If you don't turn on the notification part, even though you subscribe, you won't know when I go live. You won't know when I upload a video. Hey, I'm uploading 3 videos a week now and going live probably 3 days a week at least. So I don't want to miss out seeing you guys. I really don't. Generally, I'm going to be going Monday, Wednesday, and then either Friday or Saturday. So if you want to catch one of the live ones, you can do that. If you're watching this and it's not live, just use the comments section. I come back through every couple days and I answer all of those questions, all those comments. I say hi to you guys. So feel free to do that. I also have a free course that's going to be in the description below. So at the end of this video, you will be able to see a link there. You can click and learn, no credit card required. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to the fact that we're going to be doing some market research. Okay, market research is really pretty cool. Really to compete in today's competitive markets, it's essential that you kind of keep your eye on what's going on. What are the market conditions? What's happening? What's the consumer behavior? What's the emerging trends? What is all this? This can be really difficult to do if you don't know how to do it. But in this video, I'm going to walk you through it. It's going to be super easy. Market conditions, gosh, I know since the beginning when I started in 2009, they changed so much and they change so frequently. So this is something that's always got to be done if you want to make money online. Okay, it's a little bit of effort, but it's not that hard. So what is the role of market research? Why are we doing this? Market research really is a process of getting information about your target audience. During the process, you're going to discover who your customers are, what they want, and it also allows you to answer any questions that they may have, and it's going to make you more useful to your audience. So what are the demographics of your target audience? How old are they? How young are they? Where are they living? What's their income? What are their interests and buying habits? What do they think about the business and the industry that you're in? What problems could you help them with? I mean, that's the main thing right there. And how can you connect with them? How can you actually talk to these people? I know I connect a lot with my audience on YouTube. I'm here, I do live videos, I do recorded videos. Understanding your target audience will give you a just indefinite amount of opportunities. It's going to persuade people to buy. It's going to attract loyal customers for you. All these things will contribute to a healthy business plan and a robust marketing strategy. All these things are so very important. Now, while market research involves analyzing analytics, data, all that kind of stuff, it's really more simply tracking numbers, like tracking volume or what customers purchase. Market research goes one step further by attempting to uncover why. Okay, what is the why behind the numbers? We want to understand, and we want our customers connect with us on a basic level. That's so important. So when should you actually do market research? The short answer to this question is always. Okay, you got to always do it because markets and customers are always changing. Things happen, right? It's important that you stay informed with what all these changes are. It truly, really, market research is time consuming and a resource intensive. So you're going to want to be a strategic planner when you do this and conduct your research. You don't want to waste your time, right? Your time's important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 4 times that you should definitely complete market research. Okay, so let's run through those real quick. Before you launch a new business venture, guys, you've got to do market research. This initial market research is important before making any investments in a new business or venture. It's going to help you find compelling products, marketing efforts, pricing structures, all that stuff. So before you launch a new business, you're going to do market research. Before you enter into a different market. So if you're going to enter into a different market, it's really critical that you understand your potential customers in your new markets. What you want to look at is the emerging trends, economic shifts, cultural difference in values from place to place. Market research can help you avoid a lot of lost money, okay, by putting money in the wrong thing. If you don't do the market research, when you enter that new market, you could kind of get screwed, okay? So you want to make sure you do that. The next time you should do it is when you're launching a new product or service or thinking about developing a new product or service. As your company grows, you're likely to roll out new products and or services, and you're going to want to understand the market conditions before making any big moves into that market, okay? You got to know what's going on. After any of those things I've said, okay, after launching a new business product, entering new markets, releasing new products or services, making plans to conduct follow-up research, that's another good time to do market research. After you've started all those things to see what's going on. Let me get a sip here if you don't mind. It's good tea, HEB. HEB here in Texas. Oh my gosh, not to get off subject, but man, do they do their market research. We were there yesterday and they had these big kettles outside and they were boiling crawfish, and you could buy crawfish for $7.97 a pound. And people were going, this one guy told me he bought 40 pounds of crawfish last weekend from them. But it's such a great deal. And fortunately, HEB does their market research. They know what their customers want. And they didn't just have crawfish. They had shrimp. They had potatoes. They had sausage, all these different things that you'd want to have for a crawfish boil. And oh my God, if you had to do it at home, it'd be a pain in the butt. But you just go up there and order it and boom, you've got your food. Pretty good deal. That's a company that does market research, trust me. So what are the different types of market research? When you're ready to do this market research, you got to start considering what you're going to be looking for. You know, are you trying to understand your competitors? Is that another thing you want to do? Do you want to make a better market for your products? Do you want to make better products? Are you looking to address a customer pain point? What are you doing? Okay. To get the answers you're looking for, there's two main types of market research we're going to talk about today. Now, the first one is primary market research. That's what's called the first one, right? Primary market research is completed in-house. Okay, this is something that you guys do through your own efforts. Conducting primary research allows you to change your research to match your specific products and services. It also gives you the highest level of control over your research quality because you're the one doing it, okay? So primary research methods could include interviews of your customers. Maybe you want to do focus groups. Maybe buyers personas research, maybe marketing segmentation research, maybe observation based on in-person observation videos, case studies, blogs, that type of thing. So from these research methods, you can collect two different types of data. The first one is qualitative, qualitative data that isn't conducted or counted or measured, including people's preferences, dislikes, emotional responses. Interviews and discussion groups typically produce a qualitative data set, okay? You likely wouldn't use an algorithm or equation to draw conclusions from this kind of data, but it's very useful, okay? It helps you know a whole lot. And then the next one is quantitative. Quantitative is data that's generated from numbers. It includes things like page likes, survey results, email opens, social media follows. With that kind of data, you can produce charts and graphs, and you can look at that and make decisions based on what those charts and graphs look like. The next kind of market research is called secondary market research. Secondary market research is conducted by someone else, okay? Not you, not in-house. Because the data is already available, it's typically more cost effective and less time and resource consuming than that in-house or primary market research. There are some secondary sources. So let's look at those sources, because you probably already have some of them. The first one probably would be industry statistics, information and data on the entire industry as opposed to single companies. So you could use things like Statista, you could use Pew, you could use Gartner, you could use Forrester. All of those have industry statistics. You could use your own company reports created by companies about their own businesses or your own. Company websites, investor relation websites, Yahoo, Google Finance, all these things are very, very useful. Next thing up, white papers, authoritative market analysis written by third parties about a specific topic related to a given industry. So this could be trade magazines, it could be market research companies. Any of those things are very useful. And also don't forget government data. There's a lot of government data out there, information and data collected by the US government and shared with the general public. So, there's different departments, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the census data, Bureau of Labor Statistics, all have data on this. So with secondary resources that know how to do proper market research, you'll usually receive a macro level view of your industry and insights. So it's not going to be your exact customers, but similar customers out there. Just be sure that the data and insights are valid, accurate, and reliable. Okay, so be really careful, because a lot of people out there say they're going to sell you stuff, and you got to make sure it's really worth it. Let me get a sip here. Don't forget, put those comments in the chat section. Don't forget to comment in the comment section if this is not live to you. All right, let's take a closer look at some of the popular research methods. Now that we've really looked at the different kinds of market research, I want to kind of look a little bit closer at some of the research methods used to gather this data. Different methods produce different results, obviously. So before you think about things and begin things, you want to look at the type of information you're seeking. So one of them is interviews. Interviews really do allow you to have this open discussion with people from your own target audience. They can be free-flowing, they can be unstructured, they can be structured and detailed if you want. While interviews are often recorded, recording can influence people's answers. So think about that. If you're going to record it, they may act a little bit differently. Before interviews, you want to develop a list of questions. You want to be prepared. I see so many people go into these interviews, they don't even know what they're going to ask the people. Have a same set of questions for everybody so you can get different takes on it. What kind of information do you need? There's 4 different areas to consider. Psychographics, brand awareness, brand preferences and pricing, customer goals, customer pain points. All those things are things that you can look at. And then you can use those into your interviews. Also the focus groups. You can gather up people up to, 5 or 10 people representing your target audience. And these individuals can share their thoughts about aspects of your business, sessions. You can do these things online now. You don't have to bring them into a room and set them down. When you review the data, you're going to want to look for similar reactions. Okay, are some of these people acting the same about this stuff? What's confusion? What's frustrating? What do they like? What makes them happy? Repeated words of phrases, okay? Are they starting to say the same keywords? Things like quotes that capture the essence of the group's feelings, reactions, opinions, inconsistent reactions, or outlying opinions that you didn't expect, okay? Or those popping up. Collect that data in a spreadsheet so you can organize and categorize it later, and you can do a little bit deeper analysis if you want. You can also do secondary market research. We talked about that. And you can use the Pew research, you can use Gartner, you can use all these different Forrester, all these companies have research already. You can also do observation-based research, which is really involves watching people use your product, your target audience, how they interact with your product. And you can see that also, like I use CardTrend, I have courses in there, and I can see how they interact. How far into the course do they get? How much of a video do they watch? What do they do after they watch that video? All those things are super important. You might initiate participants in your office to observe and navigate through all the website. You can look at heat maps to see how they're working on your website. Where are they going to you on your website? You can also do market segmentation and demographics. Market segmentation is the process of breaking your audience into different groups or demographic information, such as age or gender, location. Any of those things could matter. Or, customers who bought from you before, new customers. Those are all different segmentations that you could do. You could also use something like SEM Rush Market Explorer. They have a little tool in there that you could use to unveil demographics to any market audience. The report depicts the breakdown of men and women, their ages for domains in the same market. So you could do that. Guys, like I say, if you got questions on this, don't forget to put those in the chat section. Don't miss your opportunity to ask questions. Next thing you can do is competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is the process of taking a really kind of deep dive into your competitors' products, services, promotions, prices, all the things that they're doing. What kind of ads are they running? If you analyze your competition, you can avoid their mistakes, okay? So looking at what they do, you don't want to copy everything. Some of them could be mistakes. If they ran an ad for a week and a half and they never ran it again, you will know that that ad didn't work. But if they're running something for 6 months, you'll know it probably does work. So you want to look at that. You can analyze your competitors and you can avoid these mistakes, and you can replicate their successes and stay on the cutting edge of your industry. They're developing market research for you too. Surveys. I like surveys a lot. Surveys allow you to connect with your audience. You can receive, direct feedback. You can conduct stuff online. You can reach a large number of participants and let them respond quickly by doing these surveys. You can send them out to your list. Another sip, please. Okay, next up, sites like SurveyMonkey, Google Forms. Google Forms is free, and they provide you with survey templates, distribution tools, distribution options, display options, all kinds of different things, and you can use a lot of this stuff for free. And then some of the paid tools have it too. SEM Rush has a tool like that. Make sure you choose the right market method, okay? The market method that you choose will depend on what you're trying to understand about your market. Do you want to know what your customers want or need? Are you trying to track industry trends? Are you trying to figure out how to improve your marketing? Are you trying to see what ads to run? You can look at all of that at SEM Rush tool they have in there. It's called, what research market should I choose? And that would be in that SEM tool. You can also do a step-by-step market research guide with example tools, okay? You can collect data there, you can analyze data, you can do all kinds of different things. So these are some of the ways you can go about getting this market research, guys, and it's so very important and it's crucial to your business, because if you don't do that, you don't know what's going on. And I think a lot of people do it initially. Initially they'll say, okay, what's selling, what's going on? And then their business gets going. And the most dangerous thing in a business, and I know it's happened to me too, is success. When you're starting to be successful in your business and you're starting to make a lot of money and a lot of money's coming in, it's really easy to get lazy. It's really easy not to stay on top of trends. It's really easy not to try new things when the things you have are working. And why should you try new things when the things you have are working? Because maybe they could work better. Maybe you need to start split testing those ads that are really producing for you. Maybe you need to change up your emails a little bit. And I know a lot of you don't want to do that because you say, well, JR, I'm making money. I'm doing well. I'm making all this money and I don't want to change. I don't want to do new things because it may mess it up. You can always go back to what you were doing. I mean, that's certainly always possible to do that. But you don't want to just kind of rest on your laurels. I see that happen a lot. I do see a question just popped up there. How often do you research the competition for your company? Gosh, Paul, I would say probably every day. Every day I'll run in there and I'll say, what ads is, some of these companies running? What are they putting on their website? Maybe not every single day, but I would say a good 4 or 5 days a week. I'm looking at my competition. I'm looking at what they're doing. I'm looking at what they're saying. I'm looking at what they're taking down, what they're leaving up. You could go into Facebook and you can click on anybody's page that is running ads. You can see all the ads they've got running and how long they've been running them. That how long they've been running them thing is really important, because if they've been running them for a year, obviously it's working, guys. So if you want to start off and do some ads that you know are going to work, just go in there and look at those ads. There's also a lot of tools out there that you can use to look at YouTube ads. You can see who's running YouTube ads, how long they've been running them, what the results of their YouTube ads, how many likes and how many conversions and all that. There's so many tools out there, and I don't want to recommend any because, some are good, some are bad, and whatever. You'll find them out there. If you just type in, research YouTube ads, you'll find that out there. Let me get another sip. But it's a really good question. How often do you do it? And you really need to do it all the time. That's something that I really do all the time. I stay on top of that. I stay on top of pricing. I think pricing is very important. We're getting ready to increase some of our prices. We have to. Beef has gone up. Beef has gotten really expensive, guys. And if you don't know me and you're new here, I own a survival food company and we do canned meats. And I will tell you, your beef prices are going to go up. They're going to go up because ours just did, and we're kind of like a leading indicator. But it's going to be hitting your supermarkets. It's going to be hitting your stores. So run over to Costco, buy what you can now, freeze it. I've already done it because, I don't, my processing, I don't have steaks and all that kind of stuff. So, I've got to go buy steaks just like the rest of you guys. Paul says here, when doing a survey, what do you feel is a good length and number of questions? Man, that's a great question, Paul. Sometimes people bombard people with surveys. I've seen surveys that there's two things that are wrong with surveys. The first one is that they don't tell them how long it is. Okay, like how many people are going to want to start a survey if they don't know how many questions are there? I think it's real important to say, answer these 3 simple questions or these 2 questions. And you say, well, JR, I've got 10 questions. Okay, well then break it into 3 or 4 surveys. Okay, do it that way. Just send out 3 questions at a time. You'll get a much higher response rate if you do that. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is having a survey that's just way too long. And I kind of addressed that just now, but if you have a survey that's got, over 10 questions, it's too long. I'm telling you, it's too long. People aren't going to do it. And although I know you want to get all this information, it's just too long and you can't get all that information all at one shot. You just can't do it. Beef prices far outpace chicken prices. They do, Paul. And I have not seen chicken go up much. It's gone up some, okay? And we absorb a lot of the increases at our survival food company. We just don't pass it on. But I've had 3 price increases in the past few months, and I've got to now. I've got to increase it. And it's a substantial increase. It's one of the biggest increases I've done in a long time. It's double digits for me, and normally I do like $3 or $4, $5, but this is double digits. It's a big deal. Guys, if you haven't bought your beef, go buy your beef. Go buy your beef now because you're going to be shocked as to what's going to happen. And I got to imagine with the events in the world, that can only get worse. And we see stuff escalating over in Europe right now. And it's not pretty every day. And I've got to admit that really weighs on me seeing what's going on over there. And I wish we would do more. Okay, I'm not going to get into politics, but I wish we would do more. I think those people need a lot more help than what we're giving them. And I know we've done a lot, and that's cool. And I'm not going to get into politics, but obviously the entire world almost is against this situation. So anyhow, I won't go off on a tangent on that. But guys, this market research thing is so very, very important. If you're not doing it, you need to get on board. You need to do it now. I've seen way too many people start a business online. And I'll give you an example. When I started online, I didn't do, and this is the thing I want to bring out, do complete market research. When I started online, I sold cell phone cases and I did initial market research. My initial market research was I went to eBay and I looked at what was selling a lot. Okay. And what was selling a lot at the time was cell phone cases. So I got into that business, but that was a huge mistake. And it was a mistake for many, many reasons. I didn't do complete market research. All I did was numbers and sales. But there was more to this equation. The other part of the equation was profitability. They were not profitable. I mean, you could make 20 or 30 cents on selling a cell phone case. And when you had to package it and put a label on it and ship it out, it wasn't worth your time. Okay, so I lost a lot of money doing that. And secondly, I didn't look at how much competition there was. There was a ton of competition for that product. And thirdly, I didn't look at the fact that people kept switching their phones, so you'd have to have a lot of inventory. So there was a lot of market research that I missed. Now, here's the truth. I still did okay, and I did okay because I made all these mistakes and I could see the mistakes. So the next product I went to, I knew what to look for. I knew what to do. I knew to look for profit margins. I knew to look for, do people switch? Will they keep buying this product? Is this product still going to be good in the market? Cell phone cases aren't. After a few months, they're not as good in the market because people buy what they're going to buy, then they switch their cell phone. So that wasn't as good. Let me get a couple of these questions back up here. There was an author who wrote a book on surveys. His studies showed that you need to ask the right questions. That seems like a no-brainer, right? That seems like a no-brainer, but it's not. Asking the right questions really matters. If you're not asking the right questions, your data is just going to be useless. So I think that's a really good point, Paul. Thank you for bringing that up. He also says, do you think more products will be moving back to the USA to have better supply chain? Absolutely. I'm already seeing it happen. Absolutely. And Americans have already said they would rather pay a little bit more to have a product that supports the US. I mean, I think everybody's on board with, yeah, we'll pay more for gas. We don't want to buy Soviet gas. We don't want to do that anymore. We're over that. I think a lot of countries are moving away from that. And this is going to have long-term, far-reaching effects on us. And I got to be honest with you, my wife and I kind of look at the gas prices. And since we don't drive much, we work from home primarily. I have an office in Round Rock, which is 20 some odd miles from my house. I don't go to my office that much. It doesn't affect our lives. And in all fairness, if it goes up $1 or $2, we figured it's going to cost us maybe $50 a month. That is not going to break the bank for us. However, there are a lot of people out there that it really does affect. If you're an Uber driver and gas goes up $1 or $2, that's a huge increase, right? That really bites into what you do. If you're any kind of delivery, anything, if you run a service company where you have trucks going out working on air conditioners or lawn services or whatever it is, and you got people driving all over town in a bunch of vehicles, that's a huge increase. Okay, it matters. So depending on what your situation is, will depend upon if it's really going to affect you. Okay, so I try to be sensitive to the fact that even though it doesn't affect me that much, it does affect a lot of people. When you started out, how much research went into packing and shipping? Not a lot, and I'll tell you the reason it didn't go into that. And I'm talking about my cell phone cases, and then I'll move on to my survival food products. The cell phone cases were easy. Okay, you could slip them into a little padded envelope, and boom, they went away. The canned meats that we do now, huge amount of research went into that. But it was indirect research. And here's what I mean by that. We started off putting our stuff in a box and just shipping it out. And damages were through the roof. Cans were dented. It was terrible. Then we started putting that box inside of another box with crushed up paper all around it. And I still got a lot of dents. It didn't work out. Then we started putting that box inside of a bigger box with peanuts, those little peanut things and the thing that drops down all the peanuts. And I was packing those myself. And then we moved to a third-party logistics, and we have custom foam now that sets around the sides of the box and the top and the bottom, and we have almost zero damage. So I would say it was indirect research. I mean, I tried to find stuff in the market that worked for us, but I was not very successful at finding stuff. So it was all a matter of trial and error. What would work? What would protect those cans? Because damage was our biggest problem. We almost never have a return. I can't think of a return we've had, oh gosh, in the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, I know that's huge, and we do millions and millions of dollars worth of business. So we don't have returns unless it's a damaged can. And we don't even have people return those. We just say, hey, we'll fix it. Send us a picture of the problem, the dented can or whatever, and we'll just send you out a new one and you can keep the product. So we pretty much fixed that problem, I think. I think we've pretty much fixed that problem. Guys, if you have any other questions about this market research, feel free to put it in that chat section. What I've noticed about these lives is when I start out, there's few people, and then there's more, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And I'm toying around with doing longer lives. I know a lot of my friends are doing 45-minute lives, hour-long lives. I have one friend that does a 2 or 3 hour live. I don't know how he does that, but he does do it. If you're interested in doing one of these longer lives, put that in the chat section, put it in the comment section. Let me know, send me a message. And then I can pick a date and time that's going to work for people. Obviously, it's not going to be at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning because most people can't come to that because they actually have jobs. Okay, so they're not going to be able to do that. But if you want something like that, a weekend or an evening where we do a long exchange of questions and answers, and I can actually list a whole bunch of subjects that we could talk about, I'll be happy to do that. I'd be happy to invest the time. My goal is to really help you guys out and get you the information you need. At least with gas, there aren't lines like the gas shortage of 1974. Hey, Paul, you're dating yourself. You're dating yourself. Let's see, 74. I was 15 years old. So I had a motorcycle at that time. I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, and you could get a motorcycle license at 15. So that's what I did. But yeah, there were long lines back then. It was a whole different deal back then. And it was really, that was a shortage of control, which I guess it is now too, right? It's a shortage of control. It's like they're controlling the supply out there. And, you know, some countries are using that to their advantage. So yeah, it's not as bad as then, but you know, it's a problem. It's a problem. And it's not a big a problem for me now because I have more money than I had when I was a teenager. Obviously, you know, I used to scrape together 50 cents to put it in the tank. You know, that was tough times. Matter of fact, my best friend then was Steve Tormina. Hi, Steve, if you're watching. I'm going to meet Steve in New Orleans next month. We're all going to hang out. He's bringing a group of people. My wife and I are going. We're going to meet for some meals. I still hang out with that guy, the same guy that we were trying to scrape together 50 cents for a gallon of gas, which I think that's about what a gallon of gas cost then, was 50 cents. Sounds absurd now, doesn't it? 50 cents for a gallon of gas. And that was a lot of money for us. It was like, I don't know how many quarters we could get to go somewhere. And going somewhere was not a decision of if we wanted to go or where we wanted to go. It was if we had enough gas to go because we were that broke. So market research, okay, what is the pain points of your customers? That's what all this training was about today. If you have any more questions on this, especially if you're not watching this live, please feel free to put it in the comment section. I have some great supporters out there. Paul, you're one of them, obviously. We have a lot more of them out there that actually will ask a lot of questions, will send me messages on YouTube. I love getting those messages on YouTube, guys. I love going through there and just seeing what you guys have to say. And then sometimes I just get kind messages where somebody says, thanks. That's very nice to get. So if you're out there, you like this type of content, give me a thanks. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you want more of. And I'll be happy to provide that to you. That's my job. I'm going to run now. I've got a little doctor's appointment today. Going to meet a new doc. Which is always fun, right? Always fun to meet a new doctor. But since I've moved to Texas, I had to get a whole new group of doctors and all this. And not that there's anything wrong with me, but you know, you get maintenance. When you get older, you got maintenance, certain things you just got to have done. So that's what I got to do. Guys, I really appreciate every one of you guys. I really do. You're awesome. You know, you support my channel. You subscribe. And if you haven't, make sure you do subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. I will be live again on Wednesday, in case you're wondering. And then either Friday or Saturday, I'm still gathering data. I'm still doing surveys to see which day you want. This past weekend, I was live on a Saturday. I didn't do Friday, so let me know. Let me know which one you want, Friday or Saturday. I'm still getting responses, but I don't have enough to make a decision on that yet. So I'm still kind of vacillating which day is going to be better. Let's see here. Got another comment just popped up. Got some smiley faces. Junk Journal and College Love. I like that. I like that. I got to check out. Do you have a channel, Junk Journal? If you have a channel, I want to run over there and check it out. Maybe I'll tell everybody to subscribe to it. And Paul, let me know how your stuff's coming. I haven't seen anything lately. I know you had made some stuff. You sent me some stuff, and I greatly appreciate it. And I think we sent you out some canned meats at one point. So, you know, this is an exchange, guys. This channel is an exchange of ideas and friendships, and you know, we try to keep all that stuff going. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Junk Journal and College Love. Yes, you do have a channel. Okay, guys, check out Junk Journal and College Love. Junk Journal and College Love. I think you're new here. I haven't seen you here before. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. Should I ring the bell again? Ring the bell. My wife hates the bell. She hates the bell. She just thinks it just really grates on her nerves. But I like the bell, so the bell stays. You guys said you like the bell, so the bell's going to stay. And it's a little reminder. It's a little reminder here, okay? A little reminder of stuff that you're supposed to do. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I ran over by 4 minutes. I'm so sorry about that. but that's okay. Let me know if you want that long format of question, of Q&A, and maybe I'll set that up too in the evening or weekend when it's convenient for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to get out there, see my new doc today, and get some work done. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Trying to figure out how to stop this.